Silver 1, so gameplay might be a little rough. That's fine. How is this Venom already dead? Wait. What happened here?
5, 4, 3.
Wait.
Coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong. The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh man, that's looking like my Spider-Man right there. I can't hit shots and I keep looking at the Spider-Man. Hey, that's not actually a bad thing. Okay, so looking at the Spider-Man, right? Is Magneto good at shooting Spider-Man? No, not at all. But how much health does Spider-Man have? I honestly don't know how to tank. Is Mag good at holding corners such a cuz shield tank? Yeah, he can hold corners. All tanks kind of want to anchor themselves on corners. Magneto can kind of hold the corner and he can put out ranged damage while he does that. Where like if you're playing Venom, let's fast forward a little bit in this VOD. So if I'm Magneto, I can stand at this corner and I can shoot from a range, right? And I can like control the medium to long range sight line, right? Because he's got a lot of range for a tank. Where if I'm like Venom, how I would play a corner is I would be playing the corner for cover, and when people get close, I can like poke back. Magneto can just kind of like stand at this corner, keep taking shots, drain them of their resources, and then move up, and keep taking shots, and then move up. Right, like Magneto wins this long range resource trade, and he can use these corners to kind of like siege forward as he's doing that. So yeah, you do want to play corners. But it's more this like long range resource trade. That's what Magneto excels at. He does a lot of damage. He has a lot of survivability, a lot of sustain, and a lot of range. He doesn't have a lot of mobility. He's really slow. So he can't go on these crazy flanks like Venom and be at this corner shooting from behind usually. He can either play like the main tank and be like right in the middle of the action, or if you have like another tank, you could like maybe take like a slight off angle. Like if I had a Strange here, like my Strange was standing here, I as Magneto could like stand here and put damage in, but I can't go on these crazy flanks. Yeah, excels in poke or control gameplay. Yeah, he controls space with poke. Does that make sense? Any questions, Leafster or chat? I'm watch you play a little bit. Really good. I like that you're poking the squishy. This is just what we were talking about, right? Long range, long sight line. You're forcing these guys back. You're draining their resources. And I really, really like that you go for this read right away. You're looking around a lot. This is really good. Like, this is actually really good, and I don't see this in Silver Allies. You're looking around, and you find a squishy here, and you immediately force them out. Miss the right click. It's the aim could be a little bit better, but like this is solid awareness, good target, and then you stop shooting him when he SpongeBob's. Really good. I saw him there, and I didn't want him to explode my supports. Yeah, I mean, he's a squishy. He's in an aggressive position. You force his cooldowns. You force him to get out of here. If your teammates are competent, he might die. At the very least, you force him out. You hear the Spider-Man, I think, and you're looking around. This is really nice. Really good. Nice. Here, look. Okay, here's what we were talking about with Spider-Man, right? Like, you miss... You don't miss on this guy, but let's say you miss, like, 5 shots and you hit this one shot. what does he then have to go do? Let's say you're shooting Spider-Man the whole time. You miss 5 shots, and then you hit this. Right, 40 health is a good chunk for Spider-Man. I'd say if he was better, he'd probably wait a little bit, but it doesn't matter. You still kind of force him to go. Like, this is a meaningful amount of his health taken away because he's got such a low health. So it's okay to focus the Spider-Man and miss a little bit because any amount of damage that you get on this guy is going to be meaningful. I'm still kind of trying to see how you play and see some things first before giving you a bunch of information and stuff. But so far, pretty good. Yeah, look at it again. 179 now, right? You didn't even get healed for the last bit of damage that you did. You damaged him again. And now if one of your DPS decides to try and shoot this guy, he might die. Or he might just try to get out again. Let's watch. 139 now. 60 health now, right? Like, now he has to go. Did he get anything done? Not really. So it's okay for you to shoot and miss the Spider-Man. It's okay for you to look at the Spider-Man. I have no problem with that. That's a good choice a lot of the time. Okay, let's talk about your right clicks. Do you understand how your right click works with like this middle thing in the center of your screen? So yeah, you want to make sure that you can use this at any time. You can use it at 1 bar, you can use it at 2 bars, you can use it at 3 bars. But we don't want to just be using this randomly every time we have it available. Like when you get the full 3 bars and you can boop them back and you can do that extra damage, that is the most impact you can have with this ability. But it's totally fine to use this for burst damage. I just want some intention of like, I am trying to burst down this target. So I'm going to use this right click at 1 charge. I don't want it to just be like random. So like against this fantastic here, use primary melee. Primary melee. So like you don't have the full charge. It's a little bit, I'd say like you could take a lot more time to do this. I know you want to do the animation cancel. It is good that you are doing the primary, secondary, primary, but like slow it down a little bit. And also like here, is that worth using your right click for this guy when he's got this much HP? Or would you rather hold it and charge it a little bit more? Maxed means it does knockback and it does more damage. So in this case, was using your right click worth it? Let's say you did hit him. Would it have been worth it? No. Right? We could have charged it up. Now, if he was 1 HP or really low, and you did the primary, secondary, primary just to get that extra bit of burst, that would have been fine, but he's not. And so we could have just held it and let it charge up and get a more impactful one. And then 2, slow it down just a little bit. You know, hit your primary, move your camera, hit your primary, pace your shots a little bit more. Be a little bit more patient. Just put a little bit, like even just 0.1 seconds in between your shots. You don't need to shoot at the maximum fire rate. It's better to shoot slower and get more individual value from each one of your shots than it is to shoot at the maximum fire rate. Let me, what time are we at right now? 2:51. So with our primary, right? If I'm shooting like this target, I'm shooting at the maximum frame rate or fire rate, and I'm missing all these shots, right? Like, see how much more controlled this is. 1, 2. Just like kind of slow it down just a little bit.
Double kill.
I'm missing a lot, but they're close, right? And then I do hit the direct sometimes.
Was that truly your best?
Also, another thing about Magneto is look how fucking long this atrocious reload animation is, right? So, like, if we're firing at the maximum fire rate and we're missing a bunch of shots, right? We then have to go through this really long period where we have to reload and we're not doing damage. So it's better just slow it down. Take your time. Make the shots impactful. Or at least make them be able to be impactful. It's okay for you to miss. You're gonna miss. But, like, just try and squeeze the value out of each, like, I guess, magazine. I know he's reloading, like, his hands or whatever. But, like, try and squeeze the value out of each of these reloads, in between reloads. And then, what do you think of this reload here? This is something that I see like a lot of Zaryas do in Overwatch. A lot of Magnetos in this game do this. Just a lot of people in general, a lot of Annas do this. They reload all the time. What do you think of this reload right now? That reload was ass. Why? Shoot at ground to... Yeah, you can shoot at the ground to get the splash damage if you miss. Why was this not a good reload? Yeah. Because these guys are right here, right? You have these two perfect squishies that when we're doing damage... I think we're doing damage to this read. We could have switched these squishies and then put the 4 shots in these guys and then reload. What if these guys were like back here? Like what if they were out of our line of sight, these guys? Would that have been a fine reload? Yeah, but if they're like outside of your line of sight, if these guys are outside of your line of sight, and this is Reed is using his SpongeBob mode, his big square mode, right? The reload would have been fine because it's actually efficient, right? Because then when you do get into position to start damaging these guys, you'll have a full clip and you won't have to reload. But since these guys are right here, since this Luna and Invis is right here, that's why this is a bad reload. Because you could have just kept shooting. So that's what I want you to think about. And it's like, reloading is a really hard habit to change. Like, you're going to notice, I think, if you start working on your reloading, that you just do it so automatically, right? Just think about it afterwards or as you're doing it. Oh man, that was a bad reload. And then next time when you're in that situation, try to hold back a little bit. Try to fire a few more shots first and then reload. And then just kind of keep asking yourself with your reload, was that a good reload? Were there things that I could have just kept shooting at? Or was there nothing to shoot at and it was a good reload? Yeah, just take a little bit more time with these shots, right? Good target. Huge. Really nice right click. Really good target to find here. I don't know, she's kind of standing still. But you do find her. You're really good about looking around and kind of seeing some stuff. So I like that. This is what we're talking about, right? With Magneto and how he kind of controls this space. Is you just keep poking and you just keep poking. You force this guy to shield and back up. You force this guy to use cooldowns and back up. And you're doing what Magneto does best. You kill a support too. You kill a squishy. This is just cleanup at this point. I'm going to skip to the next fight. Actually... would you say you're looking at the Spider-Man too much? I don't even think you're missing that much on this Spider-Man. I don't think this is a problem at all. I think you're doing great against this Spider-Man. This is like the 3rd or 4th time this game you've just forced this guy to go away, right? I think you're doing great against this Spider-Man, leafster. Don't question yourself against this stuff. You're shooting a squishy. It's okay to miss. Spider-Man's a hard target, too. What about this right click? What do you think of this one? You didn't give up any space. They were already backing up. That is something you want to think about. Okay. That's a good point. So let's take a look. So when do you force the Spider-Man out now? Are you giving any space? No, this is just the only guy to deal with. Now, let's say they had like a Punisher right here and a Strange right here and like a Luna right here. Then you have a choice, right? Do I want to keep pressuring these guys? Or do I want to shoot the Spider-Man, right? But because they're not here, turning around for the Spider-Man is totally fine. You don't give up any space for this. If it landed, it would have made it easy to kill or killed him outright. Yeah. I think this is a fine right click. I think you just need to take 0.1 seconds to line it up a little bit more. You get uppercut at the same time, so it's a little tough. But I think, you know, unlike the situation before, you have a low target, you have a low health target. You're not charged up all the way when you fire this. You're like just a little bit underneath full charge for your right click. I think I'm back a little too far for this one. See, like, you're not fully charged up, so you don't have the boop, you don't have this extra damage. When it's charged up this much, you only have the 2 bars. You don't have any of this 3rd bar. It doesn't, like, add damage. It's only... The only threshold that matters is the full bar. And so you do fire this off when it's at, like, 2 bars, but that's fine. He's low, right? He's right in front of you. You miss. It's okay. You go for it, though. Nice. Melee.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Nice. This was a well played overall. You're shooting this Strange. There is an argument that, you know, maybe we should shoot the Spider-Man some more. Is this their Spider-Man or is this their Reed? Oh, maybe it's their Reed. Never mind then. I think either's fine because they're both big HP targets. Like, Reed is basically a tank. Sorry, I thought this was their Spider-Man. Nice block on the Spider-Man. This is the first time you've used your shield. You don't shield randomly, which is pretty decent. I think this is the first time you've used your shield all game. We're on the Reed. Good target. We could take a little bit more time with our primary and secondary, though, right? We use our bubble. We're a little low. I don't mind you going after this Strange. Usually, I want you shooting the tanks, but why can you shoot this? Or usually, I want you shooting the squishies, not the tanks, but why can we shoot this Strange right now? The ult was shitty, sure. I'm not focusing on the ult right now. I'm not going to try and pick out every little detail of your VOD. We'll talk about ults when we talk about ults. Right now, we're talking about primary fire, and, like, who we're choosing to focus, and, like, you know, how are we shooting? When are we reloading? Everything around primary fire is kind of what we're talking about right now. Because he's 1 HP, yeah. He's low. You guys cap it. Yeah, let me get a view of what's going on here. Pushing out the Reed again. Nice primaries, nice melee. Much better with the primaries here. There are support ulting, so you're just getting ult charge basically. Again, right? Just slow it down a little bit. I think you can hit these, leafster. I think you can hit these. I think you have the ability to. I think you're just rushing a little bit. What if you just took extra second here, extra quarter of a second, right? Line them up a little bit. Something I want you, like a lot of players do this where they're like spamming their left click on Magneto. Like they're clicking their mouse like more than they're actually shooting because they're just trying to fire at the maximum fire rate. I want you to watch yourself when you're playing and just ask yourself, are you doing that? And then try to like slow down your fingers a little bit. Yeah, the projectile speed is a little tough. And then somebody mentioned this before. This is a good tip, but you can shoot at the ground. And then what happens is you either shoot their feet and you get the direct hit. But if you miss, when it hits the ground, it does the explosion and it'll do a little bit of splash damage to them. So if they're close, you can shoot at their feet to at least get the splash damage on them.
It seems we have company.
Better stop that vehicle.
All right. We've talked about your primary and secondary. We're doing what Magneto's supposed to do, right? We're here. What's the plan here? We're in position for it. What do you want to do here? Targeting squishies, force them back. Yes, exactly. What does more damage to this Strange? Shooting this Strange or shooting these guys? So I want you to kind of step up a little bit so you can get in range of these guys. I think if you stand about here, you're about 20 meters away, and then you're in your like, if we're 20 meters away, right? Like Magneto shoots out his projectile, and then at 20 meters, if it hasn't hit a target, it explodes, right? So we kind of want to stand in that range where even if we miss, they're still going to splash and hit these targets. It's the same as like shooting their feet. You can kind of like hedge your bets, right? So I want you to step up just a little bit, just enough to where if you miss these guys, your shots are exploding right here. And I want you to be focusing these guys every time this Strange drops his shield. And just force him back, force him back, force him back. Keep shooting into this. You got resources for days. You have your Loki here. You have your Jeff here. You can just stand here. You don't have to shield. You don't have to bubble. You don't have to do anything. Just stand and shoot. It's really not that complicated with Magneto. It's just stand and shoot a lot of the time. Nice. Do we have to back up and reload here? We turn around for the Spider-Man. Now is this a good time to turn around for the Spider-Man? What you think? Do you have more value in focusing these guys behind you? Look at that. One shot. One shot here. You stay on these targets. One shot here. She's dead. She might not die right now because you do turn around and you focus these guys. So because these guys are here right in front of you and you're actively pushing them back, turning around for this Spider-Man and this Iron Man and this Venom isn't free. Do I think it's okay? I actually don't think it's that big of a deal. I think you probably lose a little bit of value by not getting this kill. I would have liked you to like just throw your shot, get the kill, and then maybe turn around. But like the thing that is different about this situation is what I want you to understand. Turning around isn't free here. This is a decision of I'm going to let these guys do whatever they want to do so I can focus on these guys on my back line. Does that make sense? Right, like this isn't valueless to turn around. You can still get value by shooting these guys. But you are giving something up for that. Where before it was just Spider-Man in your backline and nobody was here. So this is a little bit different. It's a decision. If you shoot this Iron Man, you shoot the Spider-Man, you could still get a decent amount of value with your character. If you shoot the Venom, probably not. You've probably made a mistake. Did she die? She did die. Okay. Your cap gets her. That's fortunate. That's not something we can rely upon. This is good though. Like, even though I probably would have liked you to shoot at that invis one more time, you're still shooting squishies. You're not shooting the Venom as much. You're shooting the squishies, and you're forcing out the Spider-Man. You're forcing out the Iron Man. It's good. Just be a little bit of aware of what you're giving up for that. Look at the people who you're turning away from, and be like, is it good for me to turn away from that? If they had like a Punisher there, maybe not, right? Like that guy's gonna do a lot of damage to you if you turn around. But it's just strange in invis. Nice. Nice shot. Nice shot. Huge. Right? I don't hate the decision to turn around. And then you focus the squishies and you kill both of them. Huge. Good primaries on both of them there. Very nice. Nicely done. Oh, you turn around for it? But you don't block it. So how can Magneto block it? This is something I like to do with Mag. Or it's just like, I hear this sound. I instantly like 180 towards the sound and then I shield. That's really tough to do, honestly, but I want you to go for it. And I don't know if you're going for it. You almost shielded it. Good. That's the first step to shielding and blocking a strange ult, is trying to do it and failing. I just wanted to make sure you're trying to do it. Let's talk about shield usage. So we're blinded. So I think that's why you shield here. There's a lot going on, and you throw your shield out. Like, you just got strange ulted, you get blinded. Good shield. You only have 1.5 seconds of this meter, and it takes like 12 seconds to fully recharge. You shielded because you're purple. Okay. That's a resource that if we're using improperly here, right? If we're wasting it in about 5 seconds, when they come back, we might not have it. So we want to be careful with our shield usage. I get a lot of things just happened. You just got strange ulted. You're blind. You can't really see anything. And so you use your shield. I don't hate that. But, you know, just try. This is something you got to like try and judge like after you do it almost, because you kind of have to be so reactive with it. I just want you to think, was that a good shield or was it not? Yeah, you're full health, and none of them are around, right? You're blind, so I'm gonna give you some forgiveness there. But you're full HP. You're not under a lot of pressure. You react with your shield, and then I just want you to think, was that a good shield or was it not? Oh, there wasn't any real threats around me. I should try and save this resource as much as possible, because it's you only get 1.5 seconds of it, and it takes forever to recharge. And you use your whole meter. Let's see how much of the shield do you have right now? Right, half of it. It's almost back. Oh, it's down again though. Do we need to shield this? What do you think of that? Yo, what's up, all? What's up, donkeys? It's a single venom, right? Probably very rarely do you want to shield something like a venom, right? Unless you're 1 HP, or unless somebody's 1 HP and venom's shooting them, you really don't want to be using your shield for that. It's not a lot of value for such a finite resource, and one that takes forever to charge back up, right? You only have a second and a half of this. Every time you use it, you deplete this resource, and it takes longer to shield because you're going to need it. What are you going to need it for on this team? Against this team? Against Iron Man, Spider-Man, even Strange. Even like Cloak and Dagger, right? You can block her blind wall, both of her walls with that. You can cut their line of sight with healing with these. Like, this is a really valuable resource. Are we getting the most value out of it? Iron Mantle, exactly. That's the big one, right? That's the big glaring issue. Spider Mantle too, right? Like, we need this to be as charged as we can for big value, to soak the big stuff. It's not for soaking. It's not for just soaking up the little stuff. All right, here it comes. Right? And look at our shield meter. We have to be so precise with our shield. I think it's on a 3-second cooldown. I think it's still on cooldown. Yeah, we got 1 second left. So I don't even think we can throw out our shield in time. But even if it was off cooldown, we only have this much of it. So we have to be so precise with it. Wouldn't you like to have like this much resource so you have a lot of time to block it? Right? What do you think of shooting this Venom right now? Cutting heals with shield can be huge value, for sure. That can do more damage than your primary could ever do, is just cutting that healer, even for a second. But yeah, what do you think of shooting this Venom right now? Should be dealing with the DPS. Yeah, I think that's a slightly better decision. He's low, right? So this isn't the worst in the world. Does he have his E? I haven't tracked his cooldown. He might have his E though, which really doesn't mean, it really means that he's not low. So yeah, like there's more value shooting the Spider-Man and missing, right? At least he has to dodge. He can't do much, right? There's more value shooting this invisible woman who's trying to heal this Venom. Who's gonna heal this Spider-Man? Like if your DPS starts shooting the Spider-Man and she's right here, he's gonna get healed. But if you're shooting her, she can't heal this guy. She can't heal this guy if he tries to come back for healing. She can't heal this guy if he swings back. So that's the most value. So again, like we're talking about turning around as Magneto, like this isn't free. This is when you're giving up space for it. And I don't think this is worth it. Does he have his E? He does have his E. So he's got 1,000 HP right now, basically. Even though it looks like he's low, he's got 1,000 HP. Effectively. Alright. Actually, I don't hate this ball at all. I don't hate that. We'll talk about ultimate usage at a different time. I think right now I want to focus on the stuff we're focused on. Slow it down just a little bit. Keep shooting that invis. Just keep your crosshair, I think, a little bit more steady, right? We're shooting a Strange. We're getting a little focused on tanks. I think we're a little lost here because I think when you know what's going on around you, you make the right decision more times than not. But when you get a little bit confused, when you get surrounded, you start just shooting the tanks. I want you maybe just to like take a breath, get an awareness of your surroundings, and make a decision and go with it. A lot of this is just you need to slow down just a little bit. It's kind of high because I have a small mouse pad. What's your sense at? Sense in DPI? You can have a high sense on Magneto. You don't need a really low sense. I don't think that's the issue. I don't think the sense is the issue. I think it's the that you get surrounded and get a little worried. You choke up a little bit because your aim when it's good, it's pretty solid. But when you get a little surrounded, when you get a little stressed, it becomes, oh, let me just find this target, and you start swinging your crosshair around a lot more. Where we really need some calmness here, and we need to just shoot this invis. Nice, nice. Look at that. I think we go a decent amount of time without using our shield here too. We're not just shielding randomly. We do eventually switch to the invis. It's a little late, but better late than never. You get your value from it. What's our shield resource at when we use this? Full shield. Perfect. 800 DPI. What's your in-game sense? Oh, okay. Are you late for VOD reviews? Today we're just gonna do leafster and Kamix. I'm only doing 2 today. Look. We slow it down a little bit. We stay on our target, on our squishy. This is calm, composed leafster right here. And we throw a shot and we miss. But, like, you're pretty close. You're threatening this Spider-Man. On a better day, you hit that shot, and now he's, like, a 3rd HP. Right? Which is a lot scarier for him. So, even though you miss, you're a lot more calm. You're a lot more composed. You're tracking your target better. And you throw a decent shot at the Spider-Man. We're blind, but we don't use our shield here. Bye. This is calm, composed leafster right here. I think you have more awareness. I think you've looked around more. In the earlier situation, all we needed to do is take that breath and get a little bit of awareness of our situation, and then we play like this. This looks a lot different than that last fight. Using a shield, just randomly. Looking around sporadically, right? Just shooting our shots really, really quickly, right? Not even really on a target, using the shield randomly. Shooting just at max rate, using the shield randomly. Shooting at walls. Decent ultimate here. I think this is kind of where you grab your composure a little bit, because you start playing a little bit better. But it's still, you're still kind of calming down here a little bit, and here's where you have full understanding of the situation. You calm down, you slow it down, and it looks a lot better. Doesn't this look a lot better? Does it look more controlled? My sense is 4 in both directions. Yeah, that's fine. 3200 DPI, that's not super high. I think that's almost exactly what I play. Actually, I play at 8,000. Or no, I play at 4,000. I play at higher sense than you do. So I don't think your sense is bad at all. Sure, that's fine, but it's more decisive. You're more decisive. You're slower, you're more composed. So, like, take that breath, look around you a little bit, and I think you play better. Better right click, huge. Good bubble, right? You time this bubble. Look at how much extra HP this guy got. He got dick. Good bubble. Alright, I think we're panicking a little bit again. When they get in your face, you panic a little bit. Yeah, no, I can see that. That's tough as Magneto. Well, how can we position ourselves a little bit better here so that we're not panicking? It gives us a little bit more vision. It gives us a lot more cover, right? Because we're out in the open. That's when we're going to panic a little bit. There's a cloak and dagger somewhere behind us. Right, we're in a cloak and dagger ultimate. Now in an invis ultimate. We can't really see what's going on from this position. We're kind of surrounded. Kind of a little claustrophobic. So I think that's another reason why you might be panicking a little bit. We could take a better position here. Back up a little bit. Here. Do you think this is better? What else? How can we improve even this position? Just a little bit. How can we improve this position just a little bit? Over right here. Is it harder for this Venom, this Strange, to shoot this Jeffrey right now where he's standing than it is to shoot you right now? Now imagine this Jeff was right here. It's a little bit safer, right? We take a little bit damage. We have this corner. If anything goes wrong, we're not going to panic because we can just like back up here, get our heals, right? Then go back out and keep shooting. I think this is a much more comfortable position to go out where you can just back around, look at your team anytime you need to. You're not taking random poke. You can shoot. You can kind of jiggle peek. Shoot. 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 Like, it's a lot more controlled, right? So it's not just about backing up, but it's also about like playing the cover a little bit. So we're not taking all this damage. So that we can be comfortable, controlled, composed, leafster Magneto. Because when leafster Magneto is playing controlled and composed, it looks actually really good. It doesn't look like silver Magneto at all. Is this a good position? What you think about here? I need a free cam. Okay, there we go. I'm learning the controls. Sorry if I'm fumbling around a little bit. Good position? Yeah, your health that went down very quickly. It forced a lot of your resources. So like, yeah, maybe like backing up a little bit quicker. But that's okay. No, I like that you're shooting the Star-Lord. I think that's a better decision. I don't think shooting the Star-Lord's an issue here. I think that's better than shooting the tanks. A lot better. Because shooting these tanks isn't going to force them out. Not at all. You just don't do enough damage to them. Here, at least. I think Star-Lord's the one you want to be shooting. How you want to maybe improve this position just a little bit? Can you shoot the Star-Lord from here? Can you do exactly what you're doing from here? Use this cart as cover. The Strange then has to walk deeper. And then your Squirrel Girl can shoot him. So yeah, playing in these spots is going to keep you healthier. It's going to keep these targets from walking on you. You're going to have more space. You're going to have more time to make these composed and controlled decisions, right? But I think the target prioritization I've seen from you has been actually really good. Like, I think you go for the right target more times than not. It's actually really good. Where's the Star-Lord at right now? Look at his health. 99. He might die here if you stood in this spot too. Like, I think this was a good choice. The positioning could be a little bit better, because if you're able to throw 1 or 2 more primaries at this Star-Lord, he's dead. He almost dies there. That was a good choice to shoot him. It's just like the positioning could have been a little bit better. That's it. Cover can be hard, yeah.
My power cannot be quelled.
About just doing it more often, more consistently, doing it better. Look, the Star-Lord's still low from when you shot him earlier. You might kill him here. I like this. I like this a lot, leafster. I really, really like, you see the 1 health Star-Lord, and you step in and you try to go for it. Right, there's your value. You miss, he shields, whatever. You go for it. That's what's good. This Venom's low in front of you. I don't know if he has his cooldown or not, but I wouldn't mind shooting this Venom right here too. Right now, after we miss on the Star-Lord, I wouldn't mind that.
Damn,
or we could just shoot
is today the start of VOD Vault Mondays?
No, I'm just trying to get some more VOD reviews in. I'm gonna get better at it. We could shoot this Invis. We could shoot this Venom. We could see if he has his cooldown or not. He's really low right in front of you. But this was really good. I like you step in, you try to get your value. Really, really good. Oh, let's go, leafster! Huge! We're not randomly using our shield this whole engagement. We have it full resource and we block it. Big. You do get swallowed by your Jeff. That's fine. How much did we miss on that Spider-Man right now? A lot. But guess what? Look at him now. Can he stay? He might die here, right? We missed how many shots? 4 or 5 shots? We hit 2 though. That's what matters. Look at his health. Probably throw 1 more primary at him. I like that you go for it. He's got the health pack now, so we do need to consider, you know, is that worth? What's going on over here? I want you just to take a look and make a decision. We may have overcommitted a little bit. All right, maybe look around a little bit more, see what you're giving up over here. But I just wanted to show you that it wasn't valueless, you shooting that Spider-Man. And I don't even think this is a massive mistake. I just want you to, like, look around a little bit more here. Okay, we do leave him. I want you just to take a look. I just want you to start by taking a look and then making the decision. Because I actually don't know. I'm an Eternity player. I don't know if shooting the Spider-Man is worth it now. But how I learn whether it's worth it or not is I try to take in as much information as possible. And then I do it. I make a decision. And then over time, I learn what works. And that's what you got to do here. Is you got to look around, take in the information, make a decision, and ask yourself, was that good or not? We don't have the information. Nice. Huge leafster. Actually really good. Was that worth it? I think it was worth it. But I want you to make an informed decision there. That's why I want you to look around. It was worth it though. Nice. All right, let's talk about ultimate. When do we want to use our ultimate as Magneto? Get shielded, I think, sure. It's fine. It's going to get shielded sometimes. For defense or if someone is low. Yeah, so it's a defensive ult, right? Like, you can if they're Star-Lord like ultimates, right? It's great to just pop a Magneto ult and your team's fine, right? Especially if you don't have a support ultimate, right? What if the strange ultimates? Can you use it for defense there? I want all of that to narrate. My life takes a bite out of my sandwich. Huge. Was it worth it? What did I ask? If strange ultimates? Oh, yeah. Well, why is it not worth it if strange ultimates? It's defense against projectiles. So you can't block Strange's big E, but what can you block? Your team's stunned. What's the Star-Lord going to be doing? What if they had a Hela, what's she going to be doing? He might get one kill, right, with his big boom. He might even get the whole team. It really depends on the situation, but does it block significant things during a strange ultimate? Blocks his primary. Right, that might be a situation where it's worth using it, actually. What about a Bucky ultimate? Doesn't block the Bucky ultimate, but what does it block? Or what does it suck up? Sucks up his follow-up shots, right? So maybe he doesn't get his reset. So you can use it really flexibly. It doesn't have to be just against projectiles. It doesn't just have to be against support ultimates. It can be any situation where you're like, I can get value by just sucking up some offensive pressure from the enemy team. And then why Magneto's ult is so good is it can counter an ultimate, or it can counter an enemy team's aggression, and then you can trade it with a kill. So as you're doing this, I want you looking for your target. You want to kill this invisible woman, right? Because she used her ultimate, right? You want to cancel her ultimate. Are you able to kill this invisible woman? You got a couple of seconds to decide. Maybe you got like 1.5 seconds to decide. Can you kill this invisible woman? Your balls are going to explode. It happens. I aimed for her, but the strange shield. Yeah, there's a strange shield in front of it. So what do we do? Cloak and Dagger can fade it, right? If they have good reactions. You're pretty close. You probably hit this cloak. Take a look. Even like hitting this Venom here would be better than just throwing it into the strange shield. What if you threw it like right here? Look at this. You might get 2 here, right? So I don't want you to get focused on killing just the support who ultimated, because that's who their tanks are going to try to protect. Just find a squishy. If you can kill a squishy during a support ultimate, you've basically canceled their support ultimate, because that's what their support ultimate's preventing you from doing. So you don't always have to go for the person who casts a support ultimate. That's the best value, but that's not available to you right now. Just go for a squishy. Find a squishy. See what you do. Oh! Huge. Look at this. This is actually beautiful. This is actually beautiful. Look left. What does the strange do? I mean, he's kind of backing up anyway. But you're looking for these guys, and I really like that. You could throw it down at them right now if you wanted to. But you notice that this Invis is now not shielded, and you turn back to her. Boom. Kobe. Huge. Leafster. Huge. Then we feed our brains out. But I'm not gonna harp on that. You did really, really good with that ultimate. Alright. Should we walk in here? You should have waited for your team. Yeah, just look around a little bit. Look for your team. Your team's not here. Again, like, this is another kind of like panic decision, right? 20 seconds on the clock. The announcer just said you have 30 seconds, right? I feel like this might be a little bit of a panic situation. I want cool, composed, controlled leafster. Because I think when you play like that guy, you do really well. We use our bubble, right? Like, when we're panicked, we start using our cooldowns really poorly. We start aiming really poorly. We're really low, and so we have to use our whole shield because we used our bubble. Big Strange ult game's over. Probably over? Wait, how do you get back in this? Panicking, panicking, panicking. Take a breath, slow it down. This Strange could be dead. Nice, you killed him. Take your time. Line up a shot. Right, like, look at all this time and all these bullets that we've thrown. If we just threw one good shot, 2 good shots, right, that would be way more impactful. So you know you're heading into a stressful situation. It's overtime. Take a deep breath. Pace your shots. Find your target. Get your awareness. You don't have to play this fast. Just slow it down a little bit. Huge. Good shot. All right. What's the mistake here? What's the mistake here? No time for breathing? He's got plenty of time. You have 26 seconds left. It's stressful. Looked at the Spider-Man instead of the people from the spawn. Is it a problem that you're shooting the Spider-Man right now? I think this is the only VOD I'm going to be doing today, downtime. He might kill the guys on my team coming back, sure. But the problem isn't that I'm shooting this Spider-Man. The problem is I don't know whether it's right or wrong. I don't know. I'm watching this game. I don't know whether it's right for you to shoot the Spider-Man. What's the mistake then? Just need to take a look. Take a look at what's going on. Could this cap use a bubble right now? Why are there 2 caps? There's 2 caps. Okay, they're Loki. Loki, I guess, ulted. Yeah, Loki's ulting. Right? I don't actually think it's that big of a deal you shooting Spider-Man. I don't mind it. I don't think it's a mistake. The mistake is you don't know. Just take a look. Because when you look around, you're more composed too. Slow these shots down a little bit too. Nice. Big ball, let's see it. Big ball, big ball, big ball. Oh, right into the shield. Nice. Finding a good target there. Good primaries here. I think you've calmed down a little bit. We start panicking a little bit again. You kind of go back and forth, I feel. Yeah, your team's dying, and so you start panicking a little bit. I think this fight's over anyway, but I just wanted you to see how differently you play. Nice block, by the way. When you're aware of your surroundings and when you're not aware of your surroundings. Right? We take that second to look. I think we play that a lot calmer. I think we played it a lot better. We might even win that fight. All right, I've been watching this VOD for a while. How are you feeling, leafster? Because I can stop here. I can keep going. Maybe watch a couple more fights. I feel like this VOD's been really long and I've given you a lot already. Are you feeling overloaded? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Do I need to make it simpler? Do we need to maybe talk about something a little more? You feel good? You want to watch a couple more fights? Making this sound like therapy, bro? You need therapy, Zorn. Learning is hard. Learning is really, really hard. And the worst thing I can do is tell you too much. That's the worst thing I can do. So that's why I want to check in. Wait, okay. Your Venom did it last round, your Spider-Man does it this round. Let's...
The battle starts in
No, no, no.
3, 2, 1.
We've talked a little bit about shield usage. Looking around. Slowing down your primaries. Talked a little bit about ultimate. I want to talk about your positioning. Let's see how you position. So right now, like, is this a fine position to take? Learning tank currently, as it's the only role I can really do, so I've taken it upon myself to learn. Can't be DPS support main forever. Gotta pick up tank. Let's go! More tank mains. Should be playing corners. Up here, though? Sure, I mean, we could be disciplined and play the corners, but there's no real threat, right? If Hella was standing here, Punisher was standing here, we need to play tight to this corner, but right now it's fine for you to take this kind of open angle. No problem with that. So it's situational, right? Maybe get in the habit of playing the corner and just doing it all the time. But like, I want you to see that like there's sometimes you can take this open space and sometimes where you can't. So I don't think this isn't bad. You're not taking any damage. Now, this is a good position now. Let's take a look. What you think? Where's our other DPS? What you think? Should pressure the supports. Okay, yeah, I think you're not taking a lot of poke here. You can stay in this open aggressive angle. I'd probably want to hug the corner a little bit more because things are getting a little bit heated up, right? When Spider-Man and Star-Lord are in my position or are on my backline, all of a sudden this Strange and this and even the supports, their damage becomes a lot scarier because I'm not getting healed. So things are kind of heating up a little bit. They're getting into positions. I might just want to be ready to like play this corner, right? You could walk up here. You could shoot these supports. I like the thought process, so I'm going to get a little bit more aggressive. I think this is perfect. I think that's even better. Just go shoot these supports a little bit. All right? Oh, you try to do it. You get pushed. You even force a cooldown kind of by just walking up a little bit. Starting to pressure them. Trying to bubble your cap. Okay. We haven't talked about bubble usage that much. I think we've hit enough subjects. We'll just talk about that next time we do a VOD, if you want. Bubble's really important, but I can't talk about everything. It's just too much. What about this position right now? Like, things have heated up, right? And we didn't start kind of hugging the corner. So now we're here in this open spot. What happens because we're in this open spot? Yeah, we are in a bad spot. This is bad. We got him looking at us. We got this guy looking at us. Even Luna can do damage to us. The Strange can do damage to us. Right? We're really exposed here, and look what happens. Shield. Half resource. No resource. Bubble. Right? Because we're in this spot. Are we trading efficiently? Are we doing damage to these supports right now? Like, if we were getting a lot of good damage and we were taking space and our whole team's walking forward, it's okay to take a aggressive position like this in bubble. But that's not what's happening. We've been just standing in the spot, just taking so much pressure that our resources get forced, and we need to be backing up. We need to back up like 5 seconds ago. Right? Imagine if we had our shield and our bubble right now, and we were playing from this spot all along, and we were doing damage. What could we do if we held on to those resources? Or I guess what could we do more confidently at this point in the fight? Yeah, we could pressure these guys a lot more confidently, right? We could walk up here. We could shoot these guys. We have our shield. We know we have our bubble. We know we have our shield. We know we have these outs so that when we do need to back out, we can't. But we can't go up here because we don't know if this Star-Lord is going to just shred us, if this Strange is just going to shred us. So we could get value by walking here. It might happen and shooting these guys because they're kind of in a rough spot. But it would be a lot more confident doing it if we have both of our resources. And why did those get forced? Because we were here when we needed to be like here or even here. Or even like when the card comes up even here, right? Like just some cover is what I want you to get. There's no right position. There's just try and just make it a little bit better. Use some cover. Save your resources. You're able to make this play right now. Because I really want to shoot these guys. I really want to walk on these guys right now. Look at them. They're so ready to be walked on. They're prime for the taking. You might even walk in there right now because they look so prime and feed. Let's see. We're getting a lot of heals. Jeff's healing us a lot because we take that aggressive position, and look what happens. Spider-Man gets him. If you play safe, he's able to back up. He doesn't have to focus on healing you so much because you'll have your defensive resources. All right, right now, where do you want to be positioned? We got some space, we get some breathing room. They don't punish us for that. So now we got to choose where do we want to be. Bubbling my cap when I think he's going to die. That wasn't a bad bubble, I don't think. Bubbling a character like Cap who's going into the back line and just making sure he gets out, I think that's fine. It's good enough value for now. As long as you're bubbling somebody who's either going to maybe die or who's in an aggressive position and can get value out of it, I'm not too worried about it. I haven't seen a ton of really bad bubbles. I haven't seen a ton of great bubbles either. It's definitely something we could focus on, but we're just focusing on so many things right now. I want to kind of reel it in a little bit and get you like 3 things to work on. Where do you want to be right now? What about right here? Is this safer or less safe than right here? What do you think? Which one's safer, right here or right here? Play near my squirrel girl because she's a little out of position. Where's your squirrel girl at? Sure. Yeah, I mean, even playing here, right? You don't have to block for her. You don't have to stand in front of her. Even if you stand here in a good position and you start shooting these supports, this Strange is going to have a lot less resources to push this squirrel girl, and she might win that, right? Like, you don't have to protect her by standing in front of her. You can protect her by shooting these guys. And what's here? What's right here? That isn't here. With a crucial thing here that we've been focusing on. What do we have here that we don't have here? Invis shield and the cart. Yeah, we have cover. That's the only thing. Just cover. Right? Shoot these guys. Shoot these guys. We're not taking a lot of damage. That means our supports can heal this squirrel girl if she gets low, right? They don't have to heal us as much because we're taking less damage. We're more effectively dealing with these guys. We're protecting our squirrel girl. All right, let's do a couple more. I think this is probably the about good. Good bubble. Primaries. Alright, big ult. Where's it gonna go? Ooh, he dodged that. That was a nice dodge. Honestly, I don't think this is a bad ult. You see Squishy? I mean, maybe take a half second to line it up. That's like a common thing that I'm seeing with you. You just need to take like a little bit of time to just line it up a little bit. But honestly, not bad. Like if he doesn't flip here, he's dead. So it's fine. Look. We go on the cart for a second and we're safe. We're fine, right? We're not taking a lot of damage. We're at 300 HP. It's a little scary. So, but like at any point we just hug this cart and get healed, right? This is safe. But what happens is you get scared and you back off. When do you start taking damage? Is it when you're by this cart or is it when you start backing up? Hug that cover. Right? You're probably a little bit healthier right now. So sometimes it's safer to go forward than it is to go backwards. Does that make sense there? Sometimes it's safer to go forwards and hug the cover than it is to go backwards. Alright. Where we want to be positioned? Right now. Right now. Cart, why? Not staring at the Spider-Man. Yeah, this is a time where it's bad to stare at the Spider-Man. Why? This is expensive, right? We talked about it being free or cheap or inconsequential earlier. This is expensive. This is a lot of space. Yeah, these guys get the W key for free. That's it. Imagine how much more protected your team is if you're standing here and you're keeping these guys back. Does this Spider-Man get his value? Do you think? He's already gotten his value now. This is his value. This free open sightline, right? Star-Lord, look how free this guy is right now to roam about too. Because the Spider-Man's in there. We can't really do anything about him, but we can make it a lot more painful for these guys to do this if we're just standing here. We keep their supports out of the fight a little bit longer. We keep their Strange out of the fight a little bit longer. We even like push back this Venom with a right click. Like, I don't care. You just need... this is your job. This is your job as Magneto. This right now, not your job. I think the team's about to fall apart. Yep. It's over. So you see, like, hugging the cover and like having that awareness, you get to make the decision, is it okay to go on the Spider-Man? Or do I need to be dealing with something else? And you know which one you need to be dealing with when I showed you. You just have to look around in game and make that decision. Here, we might not have any more team fights this game. But yeah, that's the things that I'm noticing, Leafster, is when you have awareness, when you play the cover, when you're like, when you know what's going on, you're a lot calmer, you hit a lot more shots, you use your resources a lot better. So I want you to take that time to put yourself in that position as much as possible. Look around more. Put yourself in better positions so that you're more comfortable. You're taking a lot less damage. You're more free to look around a lot more. And then just slow down your primary a little bit. Get the maximum value out of each magazine. Pace your shots. You have really good target priority. You do a lot of things right when you have the awareness. You make good decisions. There's just so many situations you're putting yourself into where you're no longer making decisions because you don't have the information.